Hello, hello. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Crossroad.
Nope.
Oh, don't edit it. Don't edit it. Don't edit it.
This episode of Boss Rush After Dark is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to learn how to support our family of podcasts, head over to patreon.com/bossrushmedia or search for us on the Patreon app on your smart device. Thanks for helping us build something better.
Welcome back to Boss Rush After Dark, the alternative podcast show for the Boss Rush Network. It's your confused host for tonight, LeRon Dawkins, back. And of course, my wonderful co-hosts, Corey Derrick and Stephanie Klimov are here with me as well. How's it going, buddies?
Great. LeRon, you want to hear a funny joke to cheer yourself up?
Yes, please.
All right. This is very inappropriate. It's okay. It's funny. What do a priest and a watch have in common?
Wait. I feel like I've heard, or at least I feel like I should know the punchline for this. A priest and a watch.
It's really funny.
A priest and a watch have in common. You gotta tell me.
They both start at 12.
I was thinking comes twice. It doesn't matter. Oh boy. Wow.
What's wrong, Stephanie? Are you still trying to figure it out?
Yes, I am actually. Shut up. Don't call it the fact that it just went over my head.
They
I
both
don't
start
get
at
it.
12. 12. A watch starts at 12 o'clock. A priest starts at 12 years old.
Oh. Well, I didn't know what 12 meant for the priest side. Okay.
Boy.
I am really dense tonight.
I heard that. So on Instagram, I started following this guy and his wife on Instagram. He's half Vietnamese, half Mexican, and he tells a lot of super inappropriate jokes and waits for his wife to understand the joke. And they're all really, like, you almost feel bad for laughing, and you definitely don't want to laugh in a room where everybody is like listening to the same joke, because they're all most of them are inappropriate. Some of them are way more inappropriate than others, and a lot of the inappropriate jokes are something a white person definitely shouldn't be telling. But this one, I feel like this one was clean enough to tell on the show. So I forget what his name is, but holes.
Boy,
my favorite.
So how's everybody?
Doing all right. Just glad we've hit the slightly post mid part of the week. It's been yet again another shit show, just busyness wise. I don't know if like it's a fucking full moon or whatever, but I don't know.
Yeah, like this is the Mondayest Wednesday I've ever encountered. Well, at least encountered in a long while.
Yeah, it's been a long day in terms of recording and streaming and whatnot, but it's been a productive day, I can say. So also, we just recorded a great Boss Rush podcast. So
yeah,
I'm feeling really good today, aside from, all the work that's been done. So yeah. Anyways, how are you, LeRon?
I'm hanging in there. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Always exhausted.
Yeah. I hear you. But it's okay, because we've got great topics, LeRon.
Yeah.
We do.
Nice juicy one.
All right, so we're actually going to revisit. A topic that we hit upon a couple of weeks ago, back when we were talking about like people that others find attractive that we're like, yeah, whatever.
Overrated.
Yeah, overrated. Well, now we're revisiting it by we're going to talk about we're gonna lay it all out there. We're just gonna do our top 10 hot list. Yes, we are going there. We're objectifying everybody. Nobody's off limits.
By the way, I had to come up with 10 other people. And let me tell you, that was hard. There's a lot of people that I find attractive, and it was really hard to put them in a list. Another list.
Well,
So-
just let you know, I have like I have 10. I have the top 10. It's not. It's more like a top 5 per sex. So I've got five women and 5 men, but I've also got 3 honorable mentions for each sex.
Goodness, I don't think I know that many people because I don't watch a lot of stuff, but I do have a nice mix, an eclectic mix.
Okay. Okay. Well, this is gonna be fun.
So are we judging each other's list? Or are we just gonna go like round robin?
Should we judge each other's lists? I don't know.
I think that would be super fun if we judged each other's lists.
Okay. Well, if we're gonna judge each other's list, then we're not gonna do round robin.
All right. So I need to run down my top 10 from last week because I already did this part last week because I misunderstood the assignment last week. So
You sure did.
But I have 10 new ones, guys. Woo! Does that make me better or worse than everybody else? Probably worse. It's 2023. It's okay. Smile. Anyways. I'm hitting that point where, like, you know how you get so tired that you just
You're
start
slap
like
happy.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
That's where
That's
I'm at
it.
right now, everybody. So last week.
So let's revisit your list from last time.
Yeah, my list from last time, from 10 to 1, we have Aubrey Plaza, Halle Berry, Gemma Arterton, Alison Brie, Kate Beckinsale, Elisa Vikander, Emilia Clarke, Jessica Alba, Zoe Kravitz, and Mila Kunis.
Nice.
Are my top 10 from last time.
It's not a bad list. It's very respectable.
Hey, quick question though: do pro sports people count, or is it only
That can work. Yeah. If
Anyone
they're
that you find attractive.
if they're some form of celebrity, it's on the table.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so that's my top 10 from last week. But I have 10 new names. But I don't know if I don't really want to go first.
Okay. All right, good. You know what? Since this was my topic from the last time, I will go first.
Yeah, LeRon goes first.
So like I said earlier, I've actually I've got names, but I've done 5 females and 5 men because like I am bisexual. So if we're gonna go with the trope, if we're gonna go with the trope where like bisexual people are just greedy, then I'm greedy as fuck right now. So here we go. You guys want to start with the you guys want to start with the men or the women?
Let's go with the men.
Let's go with the men.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna go from 5 to 1. So starting at number 5. Starting at number 5 is Jake Gyllenhaal. Number 4 is Tom Hardy. Number 3 is Idris Elba. Number 4 is Anson Mount. And number 1 should be no shock to anybody here is the wonderful Chris Evans. Now I can already hear.
And yes. Chris Evans are on my list.
Okay. Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
I
can already hear the peanut gallery out there on the internet saying you picked the most blandest white dude.
He's good looking.
He's easy on the eyes. I've been a fan of Chris Evans since back when he was technically like undiscovered. So
are you talking about like not another teen movie?
That yes, and it wasn't just because like he had his bits covered in freaking whipped cream and cherries. Just watching that guy's transformation from that movie through let me see. What was the movie with the cell phone where like he was trying to rescue somebody, but all he had was a cell phone, and because like it was like a hostage situation, someone was being kidnapped and stuff, and I can't remember what it was called. I think it was called Cellular. I think that was the name of it.
It's so funny to think about how he went from like not another teen movie to Johnny Storm into Captain America, and now like He's also in that new action movie Ghosted on
Yes, which
Apple
I can't wait to
TV.
see that. Like, he's not
Yeah,
even the star. Like,
no, Ana de Armas, man.
yeah, yes, it's her film. He's playing second fiddle. Like, it's wild.
She's another one of those, the not to get off topic or anything, but she's another one of those like women that I feel like she looks way younger than she is, and it's almost kind of feels creepy to like, I don't know. But she's 31, so I'm like, oh, okay, well,
hmm
I didn't know
hmm
that. I thought she was way younger than that.
Yeah. All right. Now for the women, coming in number 5 is Paula Patton. Number 4 is Melissa O'Neill, who that name might not be recognizable for some people, but but she plays Lucy Chin on The Rookie. We've got Logan Browning, who is the star of the Dear White People Netflix series. Then we got Mila Jovovich at number 2. So that should tell you something right there. Like, there's someone that I think is number 1 over Mila Jovovich, and that is Priyanka Chopra.
Mm.
And I can't wait for the new. I can't wait for the new series with her and Richard Madden. Like, it's just gonna be a whole bunch of pretty people. Playing spies. I can't wait. I can't wait for it.
Yep. She's the one that's married to a Jonas brother, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Which, by the way, he can get it too. That's all I'm saying. Huh?
Not a bad list.
Yeah. I mean, is there anything on there you guys call sus?
I don't think so.
Jake Gyllenhaal, I would say. I don't understand his appeal. I don't understand
what?
it. Is it the eyes?
Okay.
Is it I saw South.
Yeah, it is the eyes.
That movie.
It is the eyes, but back when he was in Donnie Darko and he looked like a kid, no, that wasn't like. But when he showed up like with that beard and like that being all smarmy in freaking Prince of Persia, I was like, let's go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was pretty ripped in that movie too.
Yeah.
Gemma Arterton also in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good list. I approve. I never really like. I don't know. He just always looks sad to me, and I'm like,
it's something about the eyes. It's like it's like no matter what, like his eyes always convey the same like emotion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, anyways, I guess that means it's Stephanie's turn.
Oh, okay.
Unless she wants to comment on LeRon's list.
Well, I mean, I share 2 of his on the male choices, Chris Evans and Idris Elba. I mean, come on, Idris Elba is just the pinnacle of
Yeah, he's an
stone
attractive
cold. And that voice too. I feel like sometimes the voice has a lot to do with
man.
attractiveness. I don't know.
There's something about British black people,
Mm.
right? Like it's not. I'm not saying that to be like whatever, but like it's just there's just something about that like seems to be like mysterious and
I think
cool
that's maybe it's the British part because here I go like, well, I don't want to fetishize, but we're also objectifying people, which is almost the same thing, and the Venn diagram is getting kind of. But it's the fact that Idris Elba is just he seems like a very classy guy. I don't know, like there's something. Maybe it's my age.
He's cool as shit too because he's like a fucking DJ. It's like what the fuck. Like when I found out that Idris Elba was a DJ, when I found out Idris Elba was a DJ, it was because that Netflix show. But then I was like, people were like, no, Idris Elba's a DJ. I'm like, shut the fuck up, he is not. And then people like ran me to YouTube and I saw some of his sets and I was like, holy shit, he's a fucking DJ.
Like when I look at Idris Elba and I look at someone like we brought up at the last time, like Leo DiCaprio, I'm like, Leo DiCaprio, you're nothing but a pompous person that I can't take seriously. You are a joke. Whereas Idris Elba, I'm like, you're a real man and you're just so down to earth, classy. Love it.
Let me tell you something. Like in the Hobbs and Shaw movie, when he was like on Black Superman, I was like, oh my fucking god.
That movie, yes.
Talk about got the tingles. Yeah. Like I only came to that movie because he was in it.
Yes. He's a man I look at and like look at myself and feel really terrible about myself. Yeah.
That's a really pretty man.
Yeah, so that and, with Chris Evans, in a sense, I'm like, "Oh, he's a, pretty white boy," but, I also I'm a little partial because he's a local, like, he is from Massachusetts, and he's done some surprising other roles. I think he was in Knives Out, for example, I
Mhm,
liked him there, so, yeah, so that's I just wanted to kinda add to that.
mm,
If we wanna bleed over, I believe I have 6 men, so we already talked about 2, so I won't mention that, and 4 women. I guess I'll start with women first. So I had to pull them up so I don't forget. Olivia Wilde, I
oh,
I
oh,
love.
yes.
This one's not as a popular name, but just her beauty is so striking. Frida Pinto, she's known
Yeah,
for Slumdog Millionaire.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. I love, Zoe
Oh, she's
Saldana.
uh-huh.
She's on my list too. My new list.
Oh, yay! Um, any of you guys recognize Marion Cotillard? I really am bad with French
Hmm.
names.
She was in Dark Knight Rises, and I think she was in one of the recent Bond films.
hmm I there's just something very, very attractive about her. So that's my 4 women. They're not like, I'm not saying that they're not super famous, but they're not like what you might think of as like your absolute would be on there kind of things, like a Jennifer
Mm.
Aniston or an Angelina Jolie. For men, other than the 2, so one is a sports player. He was a backup quarterback for the Patriots behind Brady, and then was quarterback for the 49ers for a bit, and that's Jimmy Garoppolo. Look him up. He's gorgeous as fuck,
Oh,
and
Oh my
trust me,
gosh,
I know
she's
who the fuck
so.
you're talking about. I know who the fuck you're talking about.
he's gorgeous. Oh, so close to, like, getting an opportunity to meet him because of, like, me working at the pharmacy where, we would service the New England Patriots, and I should have gotten the balls to be like, "Yeah, set me up with Jimmy G." Um, then Robert Downey Jr. I don't know why, but I really like older Robert Downey Jr.
You you have a thing. You have a thing for older dudes. I've noticed this. You
I
have a
can't.
thing. You have a thing. Like like it like it's almost like you have a sugar daddy fetish. It's
I
getting
know, like,
it,
is it daddy issues or is it a sugar daddy thing? Like, I don't know. And as a
there's
side
nothing
note,
wrong with
I have a perfectly healthy relationship with my dad. So just a side note, but
yes,
I don't get it.
please let people know that.
I don't know, but it is because when I
Wow,
look at like,
Jimmy Garoppolo is only 31 years old.
see, that's the
Yeah.
part that makes me feel old now. I'm like, whoa, I'm older than most professional athletes.
Hmm.
So, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Jimmy G is kind of like an anomaly compared to like all the other men that I like and prefer. I mean, you got Idris, you got Robert Downey Jr. The next 2, I'm not sure if they're really considered. Are they that old? Oh, I don't know. He's 47. These are ones that are surprising, and I think people might not find them hot, but I think they're sexy because they're cute. I don't know, because they're humor. Jason Sudeikis or Sudeikis, Jason
Hmm.
Sudeikis. I think
You
he's.
know when he's not looking like Ted Lasso, he's actually very attractive.
That's why I avoid Ted Lasso. By the way, I don't want it tainted with that stupid
But
stash.
it's so good. I've been watching Ted Lasso. We're watching the 3rd season right now. I love it. Oh, it's the best show on TV right
Okay,
now.
all right, that's fine, but I don't want to think about that stash. And then last but not least, Jason Bateman. I don't know
Mm.
Oh
why.
yeah, oh yeah,
Okay.
he's another good looking dude. Another good looking dude.
So those are my choices. I think we'll do honorable mentions later, right, LeRon? I guess
Yeah,
because I know
yeah.
you
We'll
got
do
some.
honorable mentions. Yeah,
But
Mm.
yeah, that those are my. That's what gets me going when I see them on the big screen.
Mm.
yeah.
It's
Any
Those are some good picks.
it's a good list.
Like is like Olivia Wilde for one. Like it's something
yes.
about like her facial construction is just like it's
Mhm.
so gorgeous. Like her eyes are like this for lack of a better
Piercing.
word, a wild shape. You know, like yeah, piercing. Yeah. And it's like man, like and God, when she smiles, like that was the only reason why I was watching House back in the day. Like because when she in those scenes when she actually
Mhm.
Mhm.
smiles, it's like oh my God, like just take my soul right now, lady. Just
Right. Yeah. It was yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that. All right, so I guess it's my turn, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so this is in no particular order. List is different from the one from earlier. So, Margot Robbie is on this
Yep.
list.
Mhm.
Um,
Agree.
Jessica Shore. LeRon, Stephanie, you watched the Orville too, right?
Yes.
She's the replacement security officer,
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
but I know her as Vanessa from Gossip Girl. So, um, yeah, yes, I watched Gossip Girl, and yes, I was obsessed with it for a little while. So, sue me. She's not in it that much though, but she's a great character in that. Penelope Cruz.
hmm
Ooh. Uh-huh.
classy look.
hmm
Mhm.
Emily Blunt.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. Wow, I
Have you ever
forgot about that. I guess she's now in my honorable mentions.
have you seen that clip where she's on some sort of talk show? I think she's on like Jimmy Fallon, and she's like explaining how her kids' accents have changed over time, and how she's like,
Mhm.
my my daughter used to ask for water, and now she's like, can I have some water? Oh my gosh, it's the best. Oh
Jesus
yeah.
Christ! Like, see now, you see, you miss Emily Blunt, and now I gotta put her husband on the freaking honorable
Mm.
mention list.
I
Mm.
mean, John Krasinski is also an attractive man.
Yes,
Let's be
he's
Yeah,
honest.
an honorable mention of mine. Yep.
Mm.
I did not find him attractive in The Office, like not at all. And then like when he broke out of,
Jack Ryan he's in, right?
Mhm.
yo, yeah, Jack Ryan was a start of it, but now it's just like, dude,
Mm. I can never keep all these Jack shows. There's Jack Ryan, there's Jack Reacher,
Jack
there's
Reacher.
Jack Black. I don't know. Uh, Zoe Saldana is on my list.
Mhm.
Kind of already talked about her. Shakira is on my list.
Yeah, Shakira.
I always have a soft spot for her in
Still
my heart.
looking amazing.
Yeah,
Like, how is she?
she's
How is she? Now? She's
46.
46. Yeah.
Haley Atwell is on my list.
Mhm. Okay.
Captain Carter. Yes.
Yeah.
I just went ahead and gave her the promotion.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely. She's I don't know, there's something very like unique about
she,
how she
She's very
looks.
elegant.
she
Yes.
elegant, but she can really like cross that line over to sexy like real fast because like
Mhm.
when her and Clark Gregg were on the lip sync battle, like oh
Mhm.
my god, she did a Bad Romance by Lady Gaga and she was wearing like the black latex thing. I was like, what the fuck is happening here right now with the stilettos? I was like, oh my god, like I was
Mhm.
not ready for this.
Yeah. Plus, she does a lot of cool things outside of act. Like, I don't know if you guys follow her on Instagram or not, but she always posts like she's always doing like charity work and like
Mhm.
helping
Yeah.
poor people, and
Nice.
I've noticed
she's
a lot of the British female actresses, are doing like Emma Watson has been like she's been like a freaking like tour de force since like getting off the Harry Potter train.
Mhm.
It's very because Emma Watson didn't she just basically retire for acting just to get into philanthropy basically.
She she does some acting, but she's definitely not trying to do more than she can or wants to,
Yeah.
right? Uh so yeah. Where was I on my list? Alexandra Daddario is on my list.
hmm
Uh Charlize Theron is on my list.
Yep.
She's one of my honorable mentions.
hmm And Naomi Scott is on my list, which
I know
yeah,
that.
she plays Jasmine in the live action Aladdin movie. She plays the Pink
Ah,
Ranger in the Power Rangers movie.
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
very
so
solid list, Corey. You got good taste too.
Mhm.
yeah, I like to think so. So that's my list.
Honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions. LeRon,
All
you go
right.
first.
All right, y'all are gonna laugh so hard at at least the men in the honorable mentions. Uh, uh, in no particular order: Ryan Gosling, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and Channing Tatum.
I get it why they'd be on your list, but I do not know why Channing Tatum and who's the first one again? I've already
Ryan Gosling.
right. I just don't know why they don't do it for me. Like I understand in maybe in an objective sense, they're good-looking men, but I just don't know what it is. I just don't get it.
Well, okay. In the case of Channing Tatum, like he's kind of got two things going on for. Well, technically, he had three things going on for me because number one was definitely his wife, like Jenna Dewan.
Mhm.
Oh my fucking god! and why didn't I put her in my top five? I don't know because I love Channing Tatum's ex wife to death. She's one of those. She's one of those. Remember last episode where I was like, will stop traffic. She's one of those for me. Like if I'm driving a car, I'm going to crash if I see her. uh, yeah. But Channing Tatum, like he just seems so. He just seems so like he seems like such a bro. So he's like he can be approachable sometimes, but the dude can also fucking dance. Like I'm sorry, like if you're a guy and you have really good dance moves and stuff like that, and he's a freestyle dancer and all that stuff, so yeah, let's do it. You know, notice no other Marvel guys were on my list. The only one that made it was was Chris Evans. If we discount like Jake Gyllenhaal because like he was a villain,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Um,
Mysterio, right, or something?
yeah, he was Mysterio. Yeah, like Hemsworth. Yeah, like he's another one for me, but he didn't make the cut as far as that goes. All right, so oh wait, technically no, Aaron Taylor Johnson made the list. That was Quicksilver in Avengers the one where they dropped the fucking island
Yeah,
on the planet.
Age of Ultron?
Yeah, thank you. All right, now for my honorable mentions for the women, we've got Charlize Theron,
Mhm.
Elizabeth Olsen,
Yes.
and here's an actress like not many people may recognize. Her name is Megan Rath. She was in a show. She was in a show called Being Human that also starred Sam Witwer.
Mm.
What's her name again? Megan Rath?
Megan Rath, Meaghanrath.
Mm.
She
Elizabeth
is
Olsen is on my
Yeah.
she is stunningly gorgeous.
Oh,
honorable mention list.
she's cute.
Yeah, she is stunningly gorgeous.
Elizabeth Olsen is on my honorable mention list. Also,
She's my favorite Olsen.
That's not a hard place to get to.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
true. Nice. Good, solid honorable mentions. Um, so for me, I have for the women Jessica Alba.
Hmm.
She's
Mhm.
beautiful and just aging. Is she even aging? But aging
No,
gracefully, if it's
she
even
also
aging.
plays Nintendo Switch. If you've watched a lot of commercials,
Yeah. Um,
supposedly.
I don't know if I believe that. Just like I don't know if I believe like Christina Aguilera is a Nintendo Switch player too. I don't believe that.
well, that yeah.
Like
It adds.
The Christina
It
Aguilera stuff
adds.
seems so forced.
Stop ruining it for me. Like when Beyonce was playing Nintendogs for 3 years.
Okay, actually, okay, Nintendogs. I was like, nah, she doesn't play that. But Rhythm Heaven, I believe she plays that.
Mm.
Okay, so my next honorable mention, when everything in except for in Game of Thrones, Amelia Clark.
Mm.
And then this one I wasn't even sure to put on honorable mentions just because of who she's currently associated with and the weirdness that's going on is Megan Fox.
Mm.
Like
I've never found her like attractive.
she
Never.
has a hotness to her, but like
Mhm.
She does have a hot factor, but it's just never
There-
it's never started the motor running for me.
Well, like we talked about the last time, like she like went through that phase where like she was like, you know, teen crazy hot like in Transformers 1,
mhm,
right? Like and then she went to like this kind of like I don't want to say classy because I don't think she was ever really that classy, but like, she started doing that kind of thing and then she went crazy again and then she did the classy thing again. Now she's with Machine Gun Kelly and did the crazy thing again, right? Like
yeah,
it's oh man, there's like
weird
two
cycle.
separate
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's more the when I say quote unquote classy Megan
mhm.
Fox, the classy version that's not really classy, but not the blood drinking version. No. No thanks. For men, my honorable mentions, as you had mentioned, oh my gosh, I almost said Jim Halpert. Him. And then
John
also,
Krasinski.
yes, thank you, Ryan
You're welcome.
Reynolds, and that's
Mm,
before people decided he was hot too. I don't know.
I've
Van
always like.
Wilder.
Yeah, well, I like Ryan Reynolds back when he was in all the B movies and stuff. I still like him now. I'll be honest with you. Like he's still gorgeous. Like he's not getting kicked out of my bed. Honestly, if he showed up, and stuff like that. But I think it's because like everyone gravitates to him so fast. I'm like, you know what? I'll just go ahead and take the leftovers, what you guys are leaving over here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and you know what? Oh, sorry.
Oh, just one last thing on Ryan Reynolds. Like, I always thought he had like that thing. Like, I understood why women found him attractive, but like the first time I like noticed Ryan Reynolds was like, and I know this movie kind of sucks, but like Blade 3, that dude is jacked in that movie.
No. He's
like,
jacked in that. He's jacked in that movie, but the movie he did before Blade 3 is where he broke out like looking like that. He was in the remake of the Amityville horror movie,
right?
And there's just a scene where
he had that like the beard and the facial hair that was like it was like clean but unkept kind of look to it. And like I was like, man, I always wanted facial hair like that, and I'm never gonna have it because
the standout scene in Amityville was where like he was in just a pair of pajama pants, and he had a baseball bat, and there was blood like running down him. I was like, what? I'm sorry. I'm being way too excited.
Oh no.
Blade 3 was bad.
That was a terrible movie. Yes, yeah. Like I knew it was going to be bad as soon as we saw Triple H was in the movie.
Yeah,
Triple H was a little Pomeranian vampire dog.
Anyway, one more. Paul Rudd. Okay, moving on.
Oh yeah. I don't think his attraction for Chris Evans / Captain America in those movies. I don't doubt that for a second. That's America's ass.
I guess I'll go over my honorable mention list because I have extras because I'm that guy. So speaking of Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively is on my honorable mention list.
Yep.
Emanuela Chirquay. I don't know if you know who she is. I don't.
Yes, I know her name. Yeah,
she was in Entourage for a while, and then she's in some new show now. But
is that how you pronounce her name? Chirquay?
That's how she said it in an interview. So I never knew how to say it until she said it in an interview.
I always thought it was Cree, or something like that. I always thought, yeah.
I don't know. That's how somebody said it in an interview. So I don't remember if it was her or somebody else. But
she's pretty.
And then Emmy Rossum, she was in God, that show that everybody was obsessed with for a while about the what was it called? What was man, I forget what show she was in. Shameless was the show she was in.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So those are my honorable mentions. I only have 3.
No, but they are
4,
good
I guess.
3.
I want to thank both of y'all for not putting Scarlett Johansson on this list.
We talked about it last time.
Yeah,
we
she's
all
overrated.
We don't understand why. Not that she's unattractive, but I don't understand.
Yeah, she's not unattractive. She's not unattractive, but she's just not. She just does not have the X factor for me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So lists are fun. We should do this more often.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe not of this in particular, but
can I just Can I quickly I don't know if it's called breaking, but can I just bring up one piece of gaming news, like literally a second of that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently that person that leaked the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom OLED images back when we thought it was all fake and stuff. I guess it was a GameStop employee, and Nintendo requested that he be fired.
Just fired? Oh, they want to fire him so they can actually take him to court.
Probably, yeah. All right, sorry, that's it. Sorry.
Yeah. They're going after the person that leaked the art book too. By the way.
Well, I'm not surprised. That's what you get. Nintendo will find a way. They'll find you.
You thought the House of Maps was bad. than
We
Mario.
used to we used to joke back in the day about how Konami will sue because of like the Metal Gear and like all the Dance Dance Revolution stuff. But man, like Nintendo will light a fire to your ass. You fuck around.
They'll find you, and they will get you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Anyway, that was fun. I'm glad we followed up with this.
me too. I like to find out other people's tastes.
Yeah. And
It's
I think
interesting.
all three of us have good taste.
Yeah,
Thank you for not saying that I have bad taste.
I feel like I feel like I feel like your guys' list is so varied, and I like mine is very like aside from a few outliers is very similar through the list. You
Well,
know.
what's wrong with that? That means you have a particular taste. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what you like. I'm just all over the place.
I do. Most of most of honestly most of these people kind of look like my wife. So in like that structure of like
Aww.
no, I'm just saying like that's like dark hair, you know, they can this is going to sound mean, but stick with me here. Stick with me here. They can pull off like the indoor I haven't been outside for 6 months so I'm kind of white sort of thing or like the tan sort of look, you know what I mean? Y-
Huh?
like okay, so like white people when they don't go outside they get very
Right.
pasty. When
Yes.
they go outside they either burn or they tan very nicely.
Okay.
And
Mm-hmm.
so a lot
Mm-hmm.
like that's kind of where my wife fits in where she looks great either way is what I'm
I
saying.
see. Gotcha. Okay.
And it seems like most of my list veers that direction.
You've got some women of like the reddish like Latina descent in there though.
I mean there's a few outliers, right? Like I mean Zoe Kravitz is an outlier, I think. Although she kind of I don't know. She kind of looks similar, I guess, in a way. I don't know. I'm going to shut up now cuz I'm going to move
I
on.
mean, no, Zoe Kravitz is hot, but I
Yeah,
will
she
say
is.
I will say this though, like I enjoyed her in the Batman movie, but I wasn't really digging her look in the movie.
No, it's
Like I
the
know she,
commercial. It's that cologne commercial or that perfume commercial. Oh my
which
god.
is your fault. Which is your fault, by the
Oh
way.
my
I did not know
god.
that. I did not know that commercial existed until you shared it one weekend.
Oh my gosh. It was
And now I
dude, that
can't listen to that
commercial.
song the same way.
I can't either. I haven't listened to it since that commercial went off the air.
Oh.
I can't do it. Oh,
Oh man.
I can't do it because that song makes me want to do it.
Whoa. Ayo.
Hey, that's how child number 3 will show up.
Oh man. Pass. It's not mine. Sell it. If you want to be a Patreon producer, head on over to Patreon, patreon.com/BossRushMedia, and find out which tier is right for you. Our Patreon producers at the $5 tier or higher for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, and Rebecca Jewell. Thank you for your continued support.
All right. Well.
Do we want to go ahead and tackle this
in.
last topic,
Yeah, do it. Do it.
Okay. All right. So this will be real fast. We might as well just call this a lightning round. Why is finding people attractive bad in today's environment? Now we just got through objectifying a whole bunch of people, but now
Yes,
let's
we
go
did.
ahead and like rein it in and be like, why are we the problem?
I don't know why. I mean, like, it's not like I think, man, I don't know. I just feel like we're in this age where like it's the meme of like the quote unquote ugly person saying, "Hey, nice dress" or whatever, and it says creepy, and then the other guy's like super attractive and a nice dress and it says flirting, right? Like I just feel like we're in this society where everything is so black and white to the point where like people are just afraid to say things, you know? I don't understand why we can't just think somebody is attractive just because, you know, they walk by or whatever. And it's not like we're not going to do the thing of like the stereotypical construction worker whistling at you or, you know,
We're
whatever.
not.
But
We don't do that anymore.
I mean,
I'm being dumb.
I
I'm being dumb.
don't.
I'm being dumb. I don't whistle. I don't catcall. Like I will. I don't do it. I don't do it a lot these days. Like actually, like if someone really strikes me as like like beautiful or attractive or whatnot, I may stop them and say something to to that effect. Like but it's not gonna be anything like lascivious. I'll be like, oh, you look very nice today. Like
Mhm.
something along those lines. Not oh wow. Let me think of something. Let me think of something. Must be jam because jelly doesn't shake like that. I'm not gonna say no bullshit
Oh,
like that.
Mhm.
no, but Corey, you have a really good point because I feel like modern society is overcomplicated just
Mhm.
finding because when it comes down to it, this is the pharmacist in me coming out. Like it's simple biology, right? We're just programmed, continuation of the species. There's just things we find attractive because that's just how it works. And that's why inherently there's nothing wrong with that. I just feel like A, it's gotten overcomplicated. And B, which is more of an A part too, is the presence of on like the internet and social media with all the good things that it brings. The downside is when we
Mhm.
start objectifying people in a sense where it's always in front of us all the time, it kind of
Yeah.
can impact the way we think about ourselves, the way we think of other people. So it in itself is not a bad thing. It's just in the environment that we're in now, where it's just everywhere, it could negatively influence things and just lead us down a really dark rabbit hole. Which, as a side note, getting a genuine compliment from someone is not a bad thing because I've been not trust me, I don't think I'm hot shit at all, but I've been catcalled just because of whatever, and I hate it and I flip people off. But one time I was at a casino, I was by myself, minding my own business. This guy taps me on the shoulder and he just says in like a very nice tone, he just says, "I just wanted to say that you're absolutely gorgeous." And he walks away. And he wasn't like, "Oh, you're hot," or whatever. Like I felt like just genuinely complimented. I almost wanted to like chase after him, be like, "Thank you, that was so nice." But I was so speechless at like of just a genuine compliment. Like I think there's nothing wrong with that,
Yeah.
but unfortunately there's a lot worse that kind of ruin everything else.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't want to say it's complicated. I don't really think it's that complicated. I just think like
People complicate it when it's not
yeah.
complicated.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know. I guess I always felt like I never really I didn't really need to hide how I felt about someone really like when I was like I don't know, chasing girls in my 20s, I guess, whatever you want to call it. Like, and like I always found someone that was like either into it or like we ended up being together long term or, somewhat long term or we kind of knew the boundaries or the limits of what we were going to do and like yeah, I was with girls who knew that we weren't going to be together forever and like that I think that was okay, but like I don't know, it just somewhere and I think as we get older too, like especially like guys, I feel like almost where like the older you get, the creepier it gets to some women, I guess. Um, that's something that's probably more relevant. I don't know, but that's it's just weird now. I'm glad I don't have to try to date someone now, right? Like I would be so lost and so afraid of my of everything. I feel like you know.
Yeah.
So
I will say this because me and my boyfriend's uh shit 3-year anniversary. No, that doesn't seem right.
What?
That doesn't seem. Wait, maybe that is right. 3 years? Oh my god,
You're in
I'm that
trouble.
guy.
You're in
I'm that
trouble.
guy. Oh
You're in
my god.
trouble. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
uh
I'm gonna have to jump
oh.
on. I'm gonna jump on the. I'm
I'm
gonna
telling
jump
on
on the
you.
freaking. I'm gonna have to open up a dating app and see specifically the day. God, and then someone's gonna catch me like, "What are you doing on the app?" But yeah, like our anniversary is coming up in May, and
Aw.
and from the point that we started dating and seeing each other and being exclusive and stuff like that, it was 3 years since my last relationship. And it was already getting to a point where like it was starting to get really awkward for me, like just dating people and stuff like that, because like I just couldn't navigate the environment anymore, so with that, like there's so much going on with the apps, and there's so many ways to dehumanize you, as far as that, because I don't think I'm particularly attractive, but the fact that like I was immediately objectified because of certain attributes about myself and stuff like that. It makes you feel bad sometimes.
Yeah. It's I don't know. It's just weird now. I don't know. I feel like, especially with like all these apps and online dating, and like I think people kind of feel like if you talk to someone in person, everybody has been retrained to think about like creepy DMs or messages on dating apps or Tinder or something, right? And it's like, I feel like when technology is great in so many different ways, but this kind of thing has kind of like broken just the genuineness of talking to somebody about, because if you don't know somebody already that you're attracted to, right? Like the first thing you notice about somebody is the way that they look, right?
Mm-hmm.
In a lot of cases. Now, granted, you could work with somebody who you enjoy their personality that may not be, classically attractive or whatever, right? Like, but you're attracted to them because of who they are and their personality and everything else. Like that's something totally different. But like when you're like in the old days, when you went to the bar with your friends and like you saw a girl across the way, how am I supposed to know what her personality is? She's hot, so I'm going to go talk to her, or be too afraid to talk to her. I don't know, one or the other, right? Or I'm going to take 2 shots before I go over there and talk to her because I'm dumb and need some confidence juice or whatever, right? And like again, you have to like not act like a dick bag, right? When you go, I'll walk up to them to talk to them, but like, that's I feel like the art of in-person dating has gone away, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Sad.
Hmm. Which, in a way, I kind of miss, but also glad I don't have to do it anymore. And I found someone
Yeah.
who
See,
is
this is part of the
nice.
reason why I gravitate towards older men, because they still behave like in the old days because they're old. Whereas, like, if I date someone that's like in their young 30s or like my age, they don't know how to act. They really don't. I'm like, what the
Yeah,
fuck? So,
Yeah,
yeah,
young dudes. Whew. And I,
yeah,
and I can say that as a man who dates other men, like wow.
yeah.
yeah,
It's like get your shit together.
yeah. Get your shit together. So, people, am I right?
Mm,
Yeah. I think ultimately when we talk about today's environment though, I think the problem is because like it's really easy to hypersexualize everything
yeah.
that like when does it stop feeling genuine and authentic, like things of that nature, that's the way I think. And speaking of boyfriends, ears must be burning. Yeah. But yeah, but also, if we look at the kind of like the pulse of like what's going on right now in our world and our environment, stuff like that, like we've got a lot of different movements and things going on where people are trying to take back their power and stuff like that. Like, just not just as a country of the United States, but the world itself is a patriarchal environment and stuff like that. So, and, like the whole men are pigs, type thing kind of applies and stuff like that, and, a lot of stuff just doesn't fly, like, things like that, and I'm not saying that, like women don't want to have advances from men and stuff like that, but women don't want like the wrong type of advances. But also on the flip side, there's also men that, also realize like, hey, like don't just look at me, like as a commodity, like are you gonna get to know me? Or I think I think the easy quote for men is my eyes are up here,
It's true. I'm not a piece of meat for you to oogle at, LeRon.
I mean, we get on this podcast we get on these podcasts twice a week, man, and sometimes you veer into my Crossroads show. So
It's true. I just want to be with you.
Speaking of Stephanie, when you coming back to Crossroads?
Goodness. Whenever.
You're always welcome.
Okay. I don't want to break the 2-man show thing now.
I was about to say maybe not next week's episode. Like it's got to be a bro fest of just me and Andre next week.
All right, cool. Yeah. I'll find a way to show
I like
up.
Andre. We need to get him back on this show too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Andre's great.
I love his personality.
I love that guy. Thank you for bringing that guy into my life. Jeez, I was like I had such bad FOMO that night that I had to miss the show, and y'all had him on this show, and I was watching you guys live, and I was like, and see, now I miss lives, because now I can just spy on you guys when you guys are when I'm away,
You can't find me. But yeah, I mean, you can thank Destiny for that. So yeah, Andre's great. I know I bust his balls for being Canadian and whatever, but he's great. So
yep. all of our friends here at Boss Rush are great though. Like I love all you guys, and I love them. I don't love them as much as I love you guys, but I love all you guys.
Great. I'm glad you love us, because this would be pretty awkward if you didn't.
All right. Well, speaking of awkwardness, I think it's time for us to go.
Well, you got to call that boyfriend back, and definitely don't tell him that you forgot your anniversary.
Well, I need to know the year of the anniversary, and not so much. I know the date. The date's like seared into my brain. I just don't know like the age of the anniversary. I think my numbers are off by 1 year, because like we talked to each other for a solid year before we kind of made it a thing, and I think I mentioned this way back, in like the earlier days of the After Dark podcast, that like this is the first person I ever took that long to talk to and get to know and stuff before anything even happened,
Yeah, I recall that.
So we can save the story of how me and my current boyfriend met for a later episode, probably. Let's see,
anniversary episode.
I was just thinking, when does the anniversary oh crap, the anniversary is on a Tuesday, so I can't record Crossroads that week unless I record it on a different day. Yeah. All right. So, yep. So, you know what? All that aside, it's time to go. So, well, everyone, that's our show for tonight. We want to thank you for tuning in and listening to Boss Rush After Dark, the alternative podcast show for the Boss Rush Network. I just want you guys to know real quickly that you check the show notes for this episode, whether it be on the YouTube side or whether it be on the audio podcast side. You'll see all the information for how to get in contact with not just us, but also with the entire Boss Rush Network, if you want to do that. Also, check out the details for our Patreon. And Corey, did I miss anything? I don't think I missed anything.
I don't think so. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really paying attention.
All right.
Yeah. He does what I do when we're recording the Boss Rush podcast.
And here I am, just the only one paying attention. Just kidding.
As always,
I'm answering emails.
You keep us straight. Hey, Stephanie, you keep us straight in every meaning fashion of that word. All right. Well, we appreciate you all for hanging out with us tonight. It's a wonderful episode. Hey, and speaking of, this was episode 65. Well, no, 64. 64 of Boss Rush After Dark. So
we have to do something really special for 69.
But I'm already sleeveless. Like, what else can I do?
All right, we'll have to brainstorm. We have a couple weeks.
That episode will be streamed live on OnlyFans.
What, pantsless? Okay, there we go.
That would be a tease, right? Like, oh, this podcast is from the shoulders up, but I'm not wearing pants.
I had a really funny idea, but I feel like it's too gross.
Put a Zoom watermark in the corner of each one of ours.
What is it? No, I think we should all not wear pants.
I'm not wearing
Where-
pants right now.
Prove it. Prove it. Prove it.
I'm wearing shorts.
Oh, lame.
Well, that's what up. I'm wearing shorts too. See? All right, we're out of here. We're out of here before we get canceled. Everyone have a wonderful night. Hey, if you have questions for the show and stuff like that, like hit us up on the usual channels, and we might start reading some more questions on the show because we haven't done that.
Join the Discord.
Since like the 30s. Like I don't think we've done questions in like a hot minute. So there's that. But beyond that, take care of yourselves. Don't if you want to objectify people, do it tastefully.
Or in your mind.
Or in your mind. Just make sure like you're covering your no square, so no one sees that you're objectifying them.
The no square.
No square. All right. On that note, we're out of here. You guys have a good night, and we will see you for the next episode of Boss Rush After Dark. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.